What is up, YouTube? Branden here from Team Dreadnaught, bringing you a deck profile of my my Garmore Gancelot build. I've been testing the deck out. It works fairly well. It's still a little susceptible to 20k columns just because of Garmore's 10k power. That's why I tend to sit on Gancelot a little more, and I use Garmore for that, late game push, filling up my field and gaining 5k to 3 units on my field, using cards like Lop-Ear Shooter just to fill up my field even quicker, and Dindrin for draw power and all that good stuff. All the good Gold Paladin stuff. So for starters, we have the starter, Little Fighter Kron. I know a lot of people tend to use Spring Breeze Messenger just so you can, get Lop-Ear Shooter or any other cards going off soon, but Spring Breeze calls them at rest, so I don't really like that. I mean, an Pelennor deck is great, but this isn't a Pelennor deck. This is a Garmore deck. So I just want a little more consistent approach to see if I don't have any grade 3s in my hand. I can just use Kron to sort of fish out those grade 3s. Okay, for starters, we have our grade 3s. We have 4. Great Silverwolf Garmore. Like I said, he's susceptible to 20k columns because of his 10k power. But he's a power attacker, 15k attacker when you're at limit break. When you call him, you counterblast 2 to call any card grade 2 or lower Gold Paladin from your deck. So you can call a Lop-Ear, then use Lop-Ear to check the top 3. And if he's on top of Gancelot, then you check the top 3, you call something. If you can hit a Lop-Ear off a Lop-Ear, you can call something off of that Lop-Ear, and then you're able to distribute Gancelot's power. Since they are all auto abilities, you can activate in the order that you choose. So that's one thing I like about this over the Platina Ezel build. And next we have 4. Solitary Liberator Gancelot. The breakride, for those of you that don't know, it's when a Gold Paladin rides him, it gets power plus 10,000, and you choose 3 of your rear guards, those get power plus 5,000. The power can really force some higher guards out of your opponent, and it really can get devastating if you keep riding Gancelot over Gancelot. They're gonna have to start guarding more. If you push them to 5 damage earlier, which means they're gonna have to start guarding every attack. So that means you can just start pounding into their vanguard. So he's a pretty good break ride, and I just like how he functions with this deck. For grade 2s, we have 3 Lop-Ear Shooters. I run 3 over 4 mainly because I'm only going to call maybe once or twice. So yeah, I don't run that many because I don't plan on calling them a lot. Well, I plan on calling them a lot, but I may not get to call them a lot, and I may draw into some. So if that's the case, I'll call them, choose them as 9k beaters, which it's not that bad considering if you use Gancelot's break ride, it becomes a 14k beater. So, and she's really good if you call her with Gancelot, with Garmore's ability, to just check the top 3 and just call something to your field, get a free +1 for discarding 1 Gold Paladin. So next we have 3 Liberator Royalty Falons. This is a 12k attacker if you have a Liberator Vanguard. I have him because you can get a good turn 2 rush going if you ride a Liberator. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Liberators grade 2s and only 3 non-Liberator grade 2s. So odds are I'm going to be riding a Liberator grade 2. So you can call him and just swing 12k and just start getting those early power columns going. Next we have 3 10k beaters. Solitary Liberator of Silence Gallatin. I use him just so I can ride him turn 2, and that'll give Fallon his requirement to gain 3,000 power when he attacks. Also for future Liberator Lou, where if you have 3 or more other Gold Paladin rear guards, he's a 10k booster when he boosts a Gold Paladin Vanguard. So I use him to call him. He's a good solid attacker, and he can help Lou meet his requirement to be a 10k booster. And to round it out, we have 2 Blaster Blade Liberators. I like it just because if you have a pesky rear guard, you ride him or you call him on the turn, you have a Gancelot on your Vanguard. He gets rid of pesky, counterblast 2 to get rid of pesky rear guards. In the front row, let's say they have a Palamedes, or they have you know, just a 12k attacker like Fallon or Spark Rain Dragon that you just really want to get rid of, just pop him down, counterblast 2, and get him out of there. For grade 1s, we have 4. Knight of Elegant Skills Gareth, the new art because it looks amazing, and there's not much about that. I like his new art better than his old art. It's just better looking and it looks cool. Next we have another staple, 4. Halo Shield Mark. They're perfect shields. What can you say? You need them, especially when you have a bunch of break rides coming in that are swinging for, you know, a base of 20 to 21k, not including their boosters or any other skills they may have. Like Garmore swings for 25 by himself on the break ride, boosted by Lou. That's a 35k attack. If you don't have a perfect guard, you're dropping a lot of guard to protect that attack. Next, I only have 2. Little Liberator Marin. I only run 2 mainly because I usually might not have a Liberator Vanguard, so I tend to use her as a 7k booster when I don't, or if I do early game. Let's say I ride a Marin or I have to ride a Lou, I can call her and just start swinging 10k on turn 1. So they're good cards, good for boosting, good for attacking. And here, I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with this, but I only run 2 Listener of Truth Dendrons, mainly because I'm only going to activate her ability once a game, maybe twice, if I have the extra counterblast and I can re-ride Garmore. Or I may hit her off of Lopier. So I only run 2 mainly because because otherwise if you run 4 and then you run out of counterblast, it becomes a dead draw. So I like to just have 2 in here just for that option where I can just call it from the deck, Soul Blast 1, and draw a card. And to round it out, we have 2 Future Liberator Lou, the 10k booster. If you have 3 or more Liberator rear guards, he becomes a 10k booster. So he's a good card. Quite easy to hit his ability in this deck, considering I have so many Liberators in here. Yeah, he's great behind Garmore to hit those high numbers, or even Gancelot. And to start out my trigger lineup, I have 8 crits. I run 8 because Garmore really doesn't have that much power behind him besides the 15k attack. So I run 8 just so I can get, you know, that extra pressure going with the crits. Normally I like to run 6 crit, 6 draw, but I went 8 crit in this deck just because, you know, you needed that power. And I have Strike Liberator to see if I have to call him, you know, he can help Lou meet his effect. Next I have 4 draw, Armed Liberator Gideon. Mainly, you know, draw trigger, new art, I love it. And it's a liberator unit, so if you force to call it, it can activate for Lou's ability. And to round it out, we have 4 Elixir Liberators, excuse me. The Liberator Heal Trigger, like her better than Elixir Sommelier, and like I said, it's another Liberator unit, so it works with Lou. So yeah, that's my deck. Like I said, it's Garmore is honestly he's one of the most consistent Gold Paladin Vanguards in my opinion. He's honestly my favorite Gold Paladin Vanguard. The 10k power is a little, it's hindering considering the meta that we're coming into. Considering that we're having such high-powered Vanguard attacks, the 10k power is a little eh. That's why I tend to like to re-ride Gancelot over Gancelot. That being said, I play 4 Garmore just because I want to be able to draw into him at least. And, you know, late game when I do ride him, because I'll have to ride him at some point, I'll be able to just do everything that I need. So yeah, that's my deck profile. Excuse me, let me know what you think in the comments. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch some more of our videos, and stay tuned. See you guys later.